Alright, so we are going to go ahead and do a session. Let's clock the time. I've set the clock proper before starting the session, so the time is more or less appropriate. We're close to 10:30. It's 10:29 in the clock. It is Monday. It is the 23rd of June 2025. Alright, the view out is this. The view in is this. I would just like to tell you, I, from childhood by default, have practiced Hinduism. I am JAYA.ADVANI, the one who went to Fort Convent School, graduated in 1989. My sister is Varsha.ADVANI. You have her as file name Cats. That's what she says. I never knew it. Both of us went to Fort Convent CJM school. I graduated in 89, she graduated in 91. I'm that girl. Neither am I Middle Eastern. You send me myself bounding in sand dunes. I've never been there. The only sand I stood on is Whitefield, because my mom left my dad some 3-4 times before she finally left him. Whenever she left him, she took her kids with her. Came to her relatives, cousins here in Bangalore. That's through the 70s. She finally left my dad in 1983 at a party, taking just 2 saris with her or just in the clothes she was wearing. She didn't even take her jewelry with her, which was considerable, both in her own trousseau as well as given to her by my father over the years. She was married to my dad for about 12 years, I think, before she exited. She got married to Kiran Merchant, who today I've come to know in the last 1 week he's part of RAW. He was put underground in 2000. He had a replica for him called Kiran Merchant, but that is a Pakistani spy. That spy, along with Sanjeev Lekhraj, don't know who they work for, just saying Arun Jaitley is very much involved in this. He's Middle Eastern bloodline. He's still alive, not yet dead, declared dead, but still alive. It's a Middle Eastern agenda. I just want in general to understand, I want you to understand from an Atmic perspective. What all do we have available on earth today? So when an Atma is born in the Middle Eastern place, that is a breather from the loka it is coming from. Yet compared to the other places on earth, it's not an easy place to live at because the conditions are very harsh. On top of it, if you are not lucky to be born in the upper sections of society or then the royal family, life is really harsh. But you have to understand why the Atma comes to that place, agrees to that contract. What the Atma must be and where it must have come from in the 15 realms. They're willing for a breather in a very harsh place at the lower section of society, because your anti-God, frankly telling you, has risen from those sections of the society, from the Middle East, as put out by them only in 2007. So there is no guilty conscience, there are very high levels of desperation. The soul always remembers its journey. It knows by the end of this lifetime it has to go back to where it came from, simply because probably past life deeds do not allow one birth to expedite karma, to end it so that they can almost immediately go to the higher realms. It will take a few births if they are willing to keep it right. So they look for shortcuts. So once you have understood the soul hiding behind key faces, you should understand what they are capable of and the levels of desperation. Also, my reading says that Kira and SL were in a panicky mode. Errol also visited India. After that, you've had your passenger plane bursting. Many people died. Helicopter bursting. Many people died. Sanjay Kapoor, I will not say anything because his identity, I said, there are some people from the Middle East, I think, don't know whether they are actual leaders or they are rebel groups from there. One face from there you convert it, it can become Sanjay Kapoor, because this is what they have been doing. And they have found place in very key positions around the world. So I do believe that it is possible that key DGPs, IGs, they got rid of and placed their own criminals in. There is no RAW, there is no whatever you call it, ISI. It is criminals who have gone changing face into these positions. They have done so with some people in the army, some in the navy, some in the police force. Your problems in Bombay is something of this sort only. No self-respecting police officer will switch so easily. उनका जो मान सम्मान शान जो होता है, चांस जो मिलता है पुलिस में भर्ती होने के लिए, वो एक आत्मिक जर्नी है, वो कभी नहीं चेंज हो सकता है. लेकिन आदमी को मार के कोई और क्रिमिनल वहाँ पे घुसाओ फेस चेंज करके, वही ये काम कर सकता है. टेक योर सुशांत सिंह राजपूत केस and many other cases. They have not only done this in India, they've done it in other places. I think you just need to wake up to this fact, then you decide how you want to deal with it. That's it. Okay? Now, that being said, we start with taking Shirdi Sai Baba's blessings. I have not yet touched the pendulum. So we go with Shirdi Sai Baba, Ganesh Ji. So we'll take Ganesh Ji's blessings. Ganesh Ji, please bless. ताकि जो इंटेलिजेंस हमारे अंदर काफ़ी सिली है, बट वो प्लीज़ गाइड मी टू हेल्प मी so that whatever I lose my temper, no doubt, because they also irritate. Anyway, whatever it is, please bless me ताकि हमको जो थोड़ा जो गाइडेंस मिले, सही मिले, as precise. I can misunderstand it, but please help me understand it properly. And also the whatever I am getting, please let it be the actual way that it should be, not that it is, misunderstood, or I'm getting the wrong information, or the wrong kind of people are guiding. That also is, that also is always my question. Who's guiding this read? So hopefully it is proper. Then Shirdi Sai Baba, please bless. Then Shivji, please bless. Shani, please bless. Parvati Mata, please bless. Kartikeya, please bless. Vishnu, please bless. Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, please bless. Gau Mata, please bless. And all the gods within Gau Mata, with all the other gods, please bless. The reading also, me also, the entire situation, ताकि we get the proper outcomes and we get the proper information and proper outcomes. Okay. So 1 minute. Let me tell you my incident in the morning. It was in the morning time when I was sleeping. What I saw is, and that triggered lots of things, not because of the mop that you showed me in the dream. That's not the case. That's not the issue. It took me back to the year 2008 sometime, or 2009. Okay, it set off lots of understanding for situations that were not understood in those days. In 2008, I was well settled in my father's house, my grandfather's house, in a house already nominated 50% to me, 50% to Varsha, at a time when I was 10, 11 years old, in 84 itself, 83, 84, 85 itself, 86 itself, before only. Okay, everything that's been done for me, however I'm living, is all prior to 87. Don't worry, it's not your money. In spite of that, you have stolen lots of stuff from me. You level up to that, you coward. Don't want to get into it. Leave it. Anyway, what is the dream I saw this morning? It is very important. We must talk about it. So what I see is, I'm at So what is the dream? Let's go step by step by step. What is the dream? The dream is something about some cleaning, and that also in a group. So either it is a hotel or it is some underground facility, I'm not sure. So if you're in a hotel passage also, you're not exactly out in light, like you don't have the natural greenery that I have in my balcony. If you're underground in a underground facility also, it will feel like you're in the passage of a hotel. So if you stay at Chancery, you stay at Holiday Inn Racecourse, you stay at Howard Johnson, you stay at Ambassador, all the places I have stayed at so far, Hyatt, Oberoi, wherever. No matter where you stay, the passage always is just a passage, but carpeted in most cases. Here what it felt like is, it could be an underground facility, I don't know. But over there, I don't want to say it because I feel pretty bad, but I will not lie either. I'm not sure whether I saw the real Cyrus Mistry or I saw his replica. The problem with his identity is that when we look at him, when he's with his family where he has to be the original, they have gone and defaced his face. So I don't know what he looks like. No clue. But whoever they have put out, if we ask the pendulum Rohika Chagla Mistry who was passed on, she tells me who is a duplicate, who can be trusted and who can't be trusted. So for a couple of people she says can't be trusted. In that is one person whose eyes, the iris go into the eyeballs upwards. No, what do you say? Into the eyelids it goes upwards. Right? So I said, hey, 1 minute, those eyes are similar to Errol. So Errol, if you look at some of the photos they have put out or videos they have put out of his onto the YouTube, there also if you look at his eyeballs and the iris in it, it goes into the eye sockets upwards. So I said, but this is the same as that, right? Anyway, I'm not sure how to decipher who that was, but it looks like some version of Cyrus Mistry. No, I'm saying it honestly. Then the girl they have superimposed on me, is that a girl, is that a boy? I'm not sure, but she seems a little irritated with him. So while they're like kind of little robotic in their behavior, I find it strange because they seem a little robotic and she doesn't really like him or he doesn't like her, or they're just professionals together, I don't know. But he's mopping things. He's got a mop in his hand and he's doing some mopping work. He has given her a frayed out big mop, with those things coming out from it. I don't know, that some threads coming out of it, and it's a big mop, it's not a small mop, but it looks used and like kind of frayed out. And what she does is she takes the stick of it and she goes and fixes it in that frayed mop. But that lady is superimposed on me, but I've never been in this situation. That is the reason why I'm trying to think, was that a hotel that they have worked together at, or was that an underground facility that this boy has been taken to? If so, which version, original or duplicate? But they don't really share a friendship, the two of them. Then the dream moves to, this girl goes to some Southeast Asian girl's room, and it's like a messy place. Everything's white, again underground somewhere, but it's like a messy place. And there's like a washing machine where she's washing some of her clothes, but in my dream it is looking like a plastic bag, in which it's like a plastic bag and it's washing her clothes. And the girl superimposed on me goes there, watches it, but she wants to steal her detergent or some soap. So she's going to steal her soap when the Southeast Asian girl comes into the room, and what I say in my dream is, thank God I didn't touch it. She's going to take it, the soap. And the girl comes in and then she says, thank God I didn't take it. And then she looks over there and her glasses are over there. Now I also wear glasses. My mom also wears glasses. Shalina doesn't wear glasses, but Shalina later on had reading glasses. Nandita wears glasses from the time she's been introduced. The girl who Varsha called a kleptomaniac. Wherever she goes, she's got this habit of flicking. Now for detergent, why would you want to steal somebody's detergent? Or why would you want to steal just plain soap? You ask. I mean, it's only soap. Again, the question is, was this an underground facility? Otherwise, why? Either you are a kleptomaniac, you're sick, so you need to steal, it makes you happy. Or you are in an underground facility where everything is rationed. Can only be two case scenario. So she's very happy. She grabs the glasses. The Southeast Asian girl is what? She's patrolling the place, or she's another victim if this is an underground facility. What is it? Anyway, that's what the dream was. Okay? I'm just saying, in my case, the diamond jewelry, which is actually remakes of, let's just say, very key brands in Europe. There's a lady called Shakuni in Kulaba post office who used to do replicas of it, whether it is Chopard, whether it is whatever the Bulgari, whatever the brand name be, which costs huge amount in Europe. Now we can't afford it. But let's say the pendant sets we want to wear. So this lady is either from Spain, or she's got a full Sindhi network that purchases from her. So what she does is, she doesn't do the exact replica, but something similar she does, and she brands it as Shakuni. She sells it to the Sindhis in India, and the Sindhis like it. They buy a lot of it. So I picked up about 5-6 pendant sets from her, or 5-6, yes, pendant sets, bangle sets. But in 2000 and I don't know, was it 7, 8? Or was it 5 and 4? The gold of my silver and gold, white gold and gold, worn on my wrists was stolen. Only one of the two. Something similar to it was on a girl I've seen on YouTube. She sold it to run her stall. She's in Madhya Pradesh, Indore. Her style reminded me of one version of Sharanya, but then that is when she's 3-4 years old. She's got a particular style. Maybe it is her family that grabs things, because that bangle, the gold one, similar to it, was on her hands. Also, I told you about the 2 big rings of mine, where I was very embarrassed when I had gone to Brewery House. And I was saying, well, at that time Shambhav E has entered with a plan, saying, like openly, like the Sindhis are very open, this is the plan, let's discuss it. But over there, who was playing Ritu Malia told her to shush and later to talk. Very secretive. That's not JAYA.ADVANI, that is no Advani. Advanis are very open people. And there's very high level of trust. We don't fight with each other. And that's from infancy. The Sadranganis fight with each other. More so, maybe because of Nina's marriage and that not fitting in with the rest of them. But that's their problem. It can be petty. The Advanis don't have it. Anyway, at that time, I told you the 2 rings were very heavy. I had gone to Mr. Mehta, who was an astrologer at Ravi Kiran. So he prescribed the panna, which is emerald, and the yellow sapphire for Jupiter, since I was getting into the Jupiter Mahadasha. Today Mr. Mehta is supposed to be blind. You got criminals on that land. Anyway, all I am saying is that because it was too heavy on my hands, these people in the film industry wear a lot of it. They were wearing a lot of it. I am not used to it. After I got back to Bombay, I removed those rings and I put it into the drawer, side drawer of my bedroom. After 1-2 years, I went to look for it. It had disappeared. So someone had flicked it. Who flicked it? I don't know. Like that, my prasad also had got flicked at Vaishno Devi. What Mata gives me, by the time I come down to Katra, it has disappeared from my bag. Other prasad also had just been flicked. So there was somebody around us who was doing a lot of flicking. Small little things. She was a cleaner class. She has shapeshifted either as Shalina or she has shapeshifted as Anita, one of the two. It takes me back to the dream of Satya Sai Baba or a vision where he has shown me a woman with my mom's face, shifty eyes. Her eyes dart everywhere. Is she in an outer planet, robotic, or is she in the sand dunes of the Middle East? Your daughter's still out? She's all the time talking in a deep voice. The first time Jaswal was stolen from was my Queen Anne's big bowl. In bloody 1980, we have spent 15, 20, 25,000 to buy that bowl. तो 2000 या 1997 जब तुम उसको चोरी किया है हमारे ड्राइंग रूम से, उसका वैल्यू क्या होगा? उसके बाद बेशरम हमारे सिल्वर क्वीन एंड ट्रेस को तुमने चोरी किया है, बाकी के बोल्स को तुमने चोरी किया है, हमारा लॉकर को तुमने तोड़ के हमारा क्या क्या तुमने चोरी किया है. You stole even my mother's divorce certificate, divorce papers, green paper. You are thieves. A desperate, cheap lot. Shaking hands with the cheap, desperate Marathi, Maharashtra. Whoever's there, bottom of the pyramid. With Kira the spy, Pakistani spy, pretending being Sant. Doing all this 420 activity. Changing, stealing OCs and ECs. You have supported them. How you can be Indian, I want to ask you. Mister, I don't know and I don't care. I have been brought up on Indian soil. You have anything to say, you come here and talk to me and bring. I want everything broadcasted, speak openly. I don't have time for cheap rats and mice quality. I am born and brought up in Bombay. I don't know about born, but I'm definitely brought up at Forge as well from the time I was shitting all over the place. You see auntie putting bottle in my mouth, that baby is me. That also you whitened, right? You try to change it to Varsha's face. वो वर्षा नहीं है, वो हम है. जब वर्षा पैदा हुआ है, the camera wasn't in our home. You bloody idiot. Mr. Ramesh Advani took it for Nikhil, who was born when? November 1974. I was born June 1973. Nikhil was born 1974. Varsha was born when? October 1975. In between, the camera was taken by Nikhil's father for Nikhil's birth. Okay. So most photos that were taken at Fort Jaswell, if you see, is 1973, 1974. And then at Ramesh Advani's Sea Lord apartment, because whenever we went there for Sunday lunch, he used to take out my photos. When Barsha was born, it was well established there was no camera in the house. It was a big grouch with my mom. So that baby whose face you've tried converting into this and that is me only. That time I was not a brown hairy baby. I was an okay baby. Since I was shitting all over my home, dysentery, I was taken to the doctor at Oval in Churchgate. He gave me medicine. By the time it's my first birthday, you see I'm brown and hairy. And I've also had my mundan, hair shaving. Alright? But now I'm looking a little fat because they put me into a nice big fluffy dress so that the thin baby doesn't look so thin. That's my first birthday. So you sit and make your bloody stories. वो मेरा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, हमको हमारा ओन हिस्ट्री है. हाँ बोले बिल्ली क्या करती है, म्याऊ म्याऊ करती है. कुत्ता क्या करता है, भौं भौं करता है. भौं भौं भौं, fuck knows what. Yes, pig does what? Oink oink. That's when we are being taught. Dekh billy, see, cat cat. What cat does? Meow. So all the time don't call me meow. The stray cat who comes down on the parapet or down jumping into our home, into the balcony. When we are coming back from wherever we've gone for a round, अगर compound के अंदर बिल्ली है, तो obviously we want to play with the billy. Why? Well, that way we learn also, no? Yes, my dadi used to have like this on her fingers. देखो ठीक से देखो. Come on. Show properly. It's not showing. You see yellow? Not showing. ये इसको wash out कर रहा है. It's so irritating. You see yellow? Purposely they are phasing it out. Anyway, my dadi also had this in her fingers in later years. Okay. It's not showing. Maybe later on it will show. क्या rascal glass. Anyway. Are you here with me? You saw what I saw in my dream? Was that sent to me on purpose? Is it an event that happened in the past? That boy is who? Real Cyrus Mistry? Why was he mopping? He had his senses. He knew what he was doing. But he's fat. He's fat. The real guy. So it was which year, can you tell me? Was it 2006? Before 2006? 2007? 2008? 2009? 2009? 2010? 2011, baby? But 1 minute. 2011? Varsha, was it 2011? Why are you speaking to the left ear of mine which said Maga Jot? Oof. Asking you about Cyrus Mystery and whatever was shown in my dream. Is it 2011? Was the year 2011 what I saw in my dream? Was it 2012 what I saw in my dream? What I saw in my dream was 2011, Varsha, 2010, 2009, 2012, before 2012, after 2012, so was it the year 2012? Was it the year 2013? Was it the year 2014? 2015? This is the boy who's gotten married to Rohika Chagla Mistry, the original girl, MC Chagla's granddaughter. By whom? He's Patsy Perrin, the Bash's son. By whom? Okay, the timing of this dream that you have sent me in my deep sleep is 2014. 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2020, 2021, 2022, the year 2022. You're saying the boy who delivered the food to my home not to my home, sorry, to the hotel room. But then that boy was doing this in the background, in the hotel. He knew who he is, but he's not so fat in real life. Who was the girl with him? Was that girl me in reality with him? The holder of this pendulum at that time was a guest in that hotel, but they were mixing it up at that time. They called me a housekeeper after paying them the money to stay in that hotel. They did it digitally. I was there for 5 weeks. Not because I wanted to stay in your hotel, because I had very important stuff I wanted done. The khata transfer of J1801 Purva Palm Beach, along with some banking work at HDFC and Kotak Bank. So this is something that was happening behind the back. The boy knew who he is. He has his full memory. Is this boy the guy who got into an accident at Palghar? The girl who was superimposed on me is who? A genuine staff of the hotel? She's got a bad attitude. So she was genuine staff at the hotel who he was working with. So this boy is still in his human form? Is this boy still in his body? Do you see this boy getting back his position by birth? You know, he's born in a good family. They have screwed around with lots of families. Rear door entry, I really don't know how they've done so. So do you see in the Akashic records him getting back what is, rightfully his? His partner called Rohika Chagla Mistry is in her human form today. The one he was legally married to, MC Chagla's granddaughter, by birth and by womb. No stolen identity. Is his legally wedded wife still in her human form? Is he aware of it? So he is hanging around somebody called Rohika. Does he know that Rohika Chagla Mistry is shapeshifted for by 20 poverty-ridden girls? And not one of them is actually Rohika Chagla Mistry. She was taken to Lonavala. Is it true? Kira, the Pakistani spy with the face of Kiran Merchant, and Sanjeev Lekhraj are responsible? Was Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez and Tony Fernandez involved too? Have to ask these questions. I don't know anything. Anyway, Rohika Chagla Mistry died as old Mrs. Bhimra at Lonavala, or some connection to the Bhimra bungalow connected with Prashanti Nilayam Lonavala bungalow, which is Kiran Merchant's bungalow. They think this version of Kiran Merchant is Kiran Merchant with Raw. But is he actually a Pakistani spy? Was Kiran Merchant taken underground in the year 2000? Beaten up for 9 years, I think. Murdered in 2009? Are you saying this under oath, Varsha? Are you file name cat who's talking? Nikhil was murdered on the 20th of June 2025. He was traveling. All these things we've seen going haywire, Kira and SL going in a panic mode using I for Indra and R for radio. IR. That kind of technology, remote control technology, something to do with that, where the planes and the helicopters been just crashing. They're in a panicky mode. They've done lots of damage in these last 25 years, shape-shifting in and out of identities. So rear door entry, they have placed lots of criminals in lots of institutions and lots of corporates, private and public. Can you call them actual spies? Would you call them spies in a spy network? Would you call them criminals from a criminal syndicate, actually hardened criminals from a criminal syndicate actually? They had a face change and have been plugged into key positions around the world last 25 years. And that's what the problem is. These people make Kira my friend and my associate. Am I really his associate and friend? Am I SL's associate and friend? Am I friend and associate of Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez and Tony Fernandez? If at all I would have associated with them, is it because they would have worn the face of one of my cousins, my father, my sister, my mother? They would have shape-shifted, or then Kiran uncle, who has been murdered in 2009 itself. So would I have associated with them simply because they have stood in front of me wearing the skin of somebody from within my network? Would I have known that they have abducted the original and are very badly behaved with them? Is there a reason why these guys didn't kill me and I'm still alive? And I'm from 1970s, the real JAYA.ADVANI from 1970s itself. Am I still around because they think I'm very dumb? Do they want a pawn for the future? Kira and SL thought the roles they've played are the real roles as a relationship with me, like Kiran uncle is Kiran uncle, Mr. Kiran Merchant is Mr. Kiran Merchant, my mother's second husband, and yeah, he's a very nice man. So that's Mr. Kiran Merchant. But then you murdered Mr. Kiran Merchant in 2009, you pulled him off the grid in 2000, but he's a very nice man. He was also as part of Raw, which we didn't know. My mother also didn't know. It's the pendulum which is saying it. So we're not supporting the wrong kind of people. We're supporting, because I've grown up in India, obviously I would do things that are pro-India. But then if there is a Pakistani spy and SL has stood in for Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj, then that's completely different. Neither Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj nor Mr. Kiran Merchant, the original, would actually go anti-India. But then if you're a replica for the originals, you have done lots of damage over 25 years in the Indian situation. So you need to understand that and take cognizance of it. I'm also trying to understand one more thing. I'm also trying to understand one more thing. The girl who was superimposed on me, in whichever place she's gone, she wants to steal again some detergent or some liquid soap. I can't remember what she's looking to flick. But she grabbed glasses and wears it instead. Because some Southeast Asian looking girl enters over there behind her back. That girl is who? Do I know that girl? Do I know that girl personally? Is this situation yet 2022? What you showed me was 2022. Was it a girl you superimposed on me? Was that a girl you superimposed on me? Did you superimpose a girl on me? Was it a co-worker of Cyrus Mistry, who you're saying is Cyrus Mistry? Back at 2022, when I was at this, what's it called? Holiday Inn Racecourse. For those 5 weeks. You're saying she was one of the girls working over there? The Southeast Asian looking girl also was working over there. So they were both staff. One staff member was planning to steal something of the other one. Some liquid, soap, gel. Strange. So why was it put on me? Was this done primarily to cause problems for me, that this dream was put on me? So why waste time putting these kind of dreams on me? They're trying to bend reality. They're experimenting with bending reality. What are you going to get? I was a guest over there in that hotel at that point in time. Okay, I want to ask you something. Do you still want to say something? Do you want me to do a Scrabble throw? How do I understand what you're trying to address? Should I just do the Scrabble throw? Okay, I'll go ahead. It's an open-ended thing. I'm going to do a Scrabble throw because I expect you going to talk. Right? Okay. Am I a Middle Eastern bloodline? What they showed me? Running down the sand dunes. It was me as a 5, 6, 7-year-old baby. I've never been to the Middle East. I don't think I will also visit over there because there's no need. Again, were they trying to bend reality because the baby was definitely me as a 5, 7-year-old. Again, they're trying to bend reality. What is it? They're planning to confuse people. Why do they want to confuse people? I mean, how stupid does stupid get? Okay, so I'm going to keep this down and do the Scrabble throw. Don't play stupid sounds in my body, you understood? I khata, oh no kita fita, this is khata. I own khata. Shirdi Sai Baba, please guide. Varsha, please guide what she wants to say. Shani ji, please guide. Ganesh ji, please guide what she wants to say. Okay, so this is this. Alright, so I'll wear my glasses since so again she is saying it's going back to SL for some reason. No SRL. She wants to discuss SL. He lies a lot. He's not a good human being, apparently. Something to do with Jammu Kashmir. I don't know. Again, another place. The only time I've gone there is for what? To go to Vaishno Devi only once in my life. That was Katra, right? Where my stuff got stolen from yet once again. Windy. So this is what I've got in the throes, what she's saying. Primarily, all I am trying to tell you is whatever you have heard so far has a lot of lies to it. You just backtrack to 2000. If Kiran Merchant, who you were trusting, none of us know he's part of Raw. He doesn't look like he's capable of being part of Raw. But if he's pulled out underground, then, well, you got a Pakistani spy guiding you. He's going to guide you to suit his end, not you. And then if he makes friends with SL and all, well, before my marriage even happened, it's a lost case. So we're going to move this to this. We start with Q. Start with the lie. Move the SL. B. Something to do with Jammu Kashmir. Something to do with Dawood Dawn, because that's what I believe is D. And something to do with winning something. So it is possible these guys, if they shapeshift, they can also be shapeshifting in the film industry, where Dawood Dawn from the very beginning has a hand in. Your press also, by the way, is run by him only. उसी का पैसा है. Q, SL, lie, B, JK, D, win. You make sense of it. J and K, according to me, is Jammu Kashmir. And JAYA.ADVANI or Jaya Kanyalal Hukumatrai Advani. The A has to be there, there's no A. The H also should be there. It's not here. This is not about me. This is about SL. and Dawood Ibrahim. Here we don't have Kira, she wants to call him Killa or Kill or Kide. QJ Kid Lie Win SBI. Anyway, that has to be a shapeshifter and very poor taste. So the poverty-ridden people go to become stand-ins for actresses. Of course, they have a life of their own. They produce their children. They are looked after by their family somewhere else. They are very poor ethics. After all, it is poverty that's talking. But you have followed their cues. So I don't hold your job, I'm lucky. So I'm not answerable for your misunderstanding. My life over here as a citizen, that also you couldn't give me in a decent, normal manner. So any which ways, you will be held responsible. Misunderstanding is possible, mistakes are possible, we're all human. But when you keep repeating the freaking mistake, and you're cheap as hell, that's what the problem is. And you've been disgustingly cheap ever since 2009 or 2007 onwards. I was wondering why, but 2013, you're disgusting. You take ownership of your deeds. Leave it at that. I'm not Rohika, I'm Jaya. Alright? Go train your fucking self, potty train yourself. Start with that. Get your head also cleared out. And don't talk shit with me. I'm the sort I'll throw this in your face, still survive, thrive, wherever I go. Want shit like you to be gone. Don't ever chase tail, you understood? तुमको मारना जो है वो लोका से ही होगा. नर्क में से भाग के ब्रीदर के लिए तू नर्क, धरती का नर्क में पैदा हुआ है. लोस्ट क्लास और भी कांडी कर रहे हैं. I'll show you now from the right place. 40 and 44 kalpas, that also Nark and Patal. And 26 for Kira, Nark and Patal. Before that, you will not even get a Kira Makora's form. Not even for 5 seconds of fancy dress. That's called achievement. Keep the bullshit low. So there's some person called Jay who has kids. Come on, man. Enough bullshit. You make sense of it. You're the, what, Intelligence Bureau? Make sense of it. Your job is not my job. Kiran uncle, Mr. Kiran Merchant, who my mom married in 1985-86, whenever she got married. She left my father June, July 1983 at Binu Rao's home. Sham Rao and Binu Rao. Their party at Maker Tower, I Block. never to return. My mother decided she's marrying a Gujarati man 5 years younger than her. That was Mr. Kiran Merchant. She disappeared for 1 year, I think. 1.5 years, I can't remember. When I next met her, she was a married lady. Before she got married, she informed us, met us, whatever. Now, from that time to whenever, we didn't have problems. I say the difference in attitude is 1997, when I have gotten back to Forge as well after studying at Queensland University of Technology for an MBA. That also you placed Ankur Patodia in front of me, so I returned to India, and you left behind home in Australia with my passport and identity. You played filthy. You deserve what you're going to get as an outcome. तुम घटिया कर्म कर करके सोचे आगे निकल रहे हैं. युधिष्ठिर couldn't get away with lies. तू क्या चीज है? You cheap as hell. So anyway, QJ kid lies and wins IB. After lying, who is J? I don't know. I'm not J. I'm Jaya, Jayu. The ways the Sindhis call us Jayu or Jaya Varsha, Varsha Jaya. The way my father's sisters used to call us. Or Kabir Akhil. Dinner time, lunch time. So I'm no J. This JJ shit you are started, after that marriage of mine stopped working. But that marriage itself was a fucking farce. If in 2000 Kiran Merchant was taken underground and a Pakistani spy came out to be Kiran Merchant, then whatever happened in my private life was because of that. You have discussed it as love jihad in the Indian Parliament in 2006. Rohika Chagla Misri, who has already been murdered, says in 2006, 2004, 2005, not 6, 2005, she has entered Forge as well wearing the skin of Varsha. Varsha was already on her way to being CRISPR to be Mrs. Anita Merchant. That is straight after Sonia Rajiv Gandhi, who volunteered because she thought Raw is telling her go to a safe house. Your life is in danger. Except from there she ended up in Palakkad. And she was murdered last 10 days, along with her real son Rahul Gandhi, who you had holed up over there for a very long time. तुमने खुद इस घर के अंदर जो मिसेस माधव ई रेड्डी है, out of the girls who shape-shifted into my home, one of them was calling out, uncle को बात किया है. She's telling the other maid servant, नाम पवित्रा नहीं तो गौतम ई. कौन सा अंकल को बात किया है? सिर्फ एक अंकल है और किरण मर्चेंट अंकल अंकल, हर कोई उसको अंकल बुलाते हैं. तुमने किरण से क्यों बात किया है? So anyway, I say the girl who has come to my home, there were many shapeshifters on it. I put in 2 FIRs only after the girl left working and rerouted my router 1 month before she left. Then the Bangalore police decides to come to Purva Palm Beach Society to talk about verification of our maids. What do you think you are doing? You're just doing the same thing you've done in Bombay. How you become to that level? Your defense ministry has been written to in 2022. What they've done? Playing sounds under my body. Who gave you the right to? If you're not running according to a Middle Eastern cheap agenda and a Pakistan agenda, you tell me. You have picked up the Bhagavad Gita on Patra, talk about righteousness and unrighteousness, but used it the Islamic way, the way they do it in those terrorist camps, in their training. Why nobody's asked you this? God only knows. You're good at dance drama, you're not good at actual ability. Always remember, you shake hands with criminals, there'll be a little honeymoon period. Once you get into criminal activity, you can never get out. Nobody will allow you. You have spread this shit worldwide. So the outcome is well understood just based on past history. When it comes to the associations made the way you made it. So is this saying the same thing? Kiran Merchant is I call him Kira because he's not the real Kiran Merchant. She says he's a Pakistani spy. The real Kiran Merchant was taken underground. Your Navi Mumbai to Panvel to now all the way to whatever's beyond Panvel. What is it? Yesterday we took some names for Arnab. Arnab says he's no more in the body. He's got a shapeshifter for him. SL has met him in that show in 2010-11. He knew that the real SK was killed, murdered, and that he was talking to SK, who's a replica, a shapeshifter for SK. SKF had already started. You go find the archives of times where Arnab has interviewed Rahul Gandhi also and shown him in very poor light. And then he has interviewed SK of SKF also after the real SK has been killed, murdered, because Arnab says he was aware of it. He was holed up, he says, for about 6 months beyond Panvel, but not at Ratnagiri. Pen, before pen, after pen. You do your homework. You seen in the Sushant Singh Rajput case, when you ask the police directly in Bombay, what is it? As high as central. So anyway, here it says QJ, Kire I think is Kira. He's ill-minded, ill-intentioned, ill everything. Also a lot of lies involved. SL is involved, Kira is involved. That is with the IR. Though over here they've not talked about IR. So they entered India's Intelligence Bureau. That is from 2000. So then what kind of information have you been getting? If these people have been shape-shifting, SL has worn the ET of the ED, but the DGP and the IG has been, their bones have been thrown somewhere else. So who's guiding you is my question. 100 times over. And yes, this is connected with the fucking, You tell what this is. I don't know. You decide what it is. Is this Bhagwan Lekhraj and Jaya Lekhraj? Who's this? Who is this? Or is this JBL like some music or radio something? NL is Narayan Lekhraj, the grandfather who passed away. BL is Bhagwan Lekhraj. JL is Jaya Lekhraj. But she went on to get married to Nathani. Is that who they are talking about, or are you talking about something else? Who are you talking about? Kire is Kira, stood in for Mr. Kiran Merchant. Mr. Kiran Merchant is raw. He was taken underground, your CBI and your CID of that side, on your harbour line. Panvel and New Bombay, Palm Beach Road. They're fully aware of the situation. Shivaji the Mali, Jamnabai the squatter for free, who's you just find out what her daughter-in-law's name is. She got burnt. Raju is the guy who's Jamnabai's son. They are all hired for the wrong kind of activity along with Deshpande's son. You do a recce really quickly of Lonavala and talk to the people who you can trust about everything that's gone wrong in Lonavala post. Now, it's going back to 2000. But चाल चलन कब से खराब हुआ है, find out from the people at Lonavala. When Salman Khan, it is saying in 2009, he was murdered. So then your big boring show, reality show of every year, move to Khandala when? Or move to Lonavala or to Panvel when? Why? On the back of it, what all has happened? You're being human from Cotton World. SL is Cotton World. Everyone knows he was selling Being Human shirts up to which year? Through Cotton World for 2 years. Then the stores opened on its own. Is that again, yet again, shell companies, shell retail stores for nefarious activity and misuse of somebody's PAN card and Aadhaar card? The owner is dead. Find out when this changes. Because they have done this in many places. They got a history of doing this. They're not even from here. Is it JL or is it LG? Not sure. NL? I think you better revisit my 5 months of that marriage. In there are 3 girls, 2 maids, 1 ex-mother-in-law. All actresses, I have a feeling, are waiting to get into the actor line. They took 1 signature from me for life insurance. How did they name me? I don't know. I got a SIM card from Airtel. So maybe over there I call myself Mrs. JAYA.ADVANI. I don't know. You need to sort that out. You need to find out about the life insurance. No, you need to dwell into it, because if these are Pakistani spies and Kiran Merchant was put underground in 2000, then my marriage was done on purpose. It is a farce with the idea of doing something far more wrong. Connected with me, not with these people, connected directly with me, Jaya Kanyalal Hukumatrai Advani or Jaya Annu Parpati Ramchand Sadrangani, is the United Breweries, Kingfisher. My father's sister got married there in 76. She has passed away, natural death, January 2025. Find out which old lady died, how they CRISPR'd her, was she CRISPR'd, did she die with her own face? Right now there's a Pakistani spy at UB City since January, or maybe before that. Depends what happened to Kailash Hingorani. Or Kailash Hingorani, widowed, married to Mr. Vittal Mallya, 1976. Then fucked around yet again, 1987, including my father, Mr. Kani Advani. Find out. It's your job. You're IB, right? So one thing connected with me directly from the 70s is United Breweries. Second thing connected with me from the 70s, okay, somebody gets married to Cafe Coffee Day, that also gets harmed. It's all about who all got harmed. From the merchant household, it is Mauni's marriage home Videocon. Merchant household itself has offers of 20-40 crores. The property is worth 500 crores, not even taking into consideration any of the chawls given to whoever the tenants are. Just 5 important buildings in Chowpatty. How did that happen? Come on, you got to answer for it. You got to answer for it. And not you. You need to find these guys. How much more in black and white you want it? You got to retrace to 2000s. Raw. My reading is saying 10% of the Indian army has already been washed out. Now be happy if it is, I don't know whether you should what, because if it's the criminals they have placed over there, plus the 6 people who came back from Qatar in the Navy. Who were they? Most of the top positions have the criminals sitting there. They face replicas. All this fight that you're seeing in Iran, Iraq, US now chipping in, Russia chipping in, China chipping in, the real target is India. And maybe also Saudi. They primarily want to get rid of 2 very key places of very high levels of worship is what I feel. Or then people who are more likely to follow, let's just say, the rules and regulations which the criminal network finds as evil. Why is it evil? Simply because contrary to, let's just say, people who are from a criminal network, they don't support wrong activity. So then for the criminal network, that who doesn't support wrong activity becomes evil. So घर में घुस के मारेंगे, वो subjective matter, criminal network के लिए जो भगवान के rules follow करते हैं वो evil बनते हैं. Understand the subjectivity of it. That's the problem. Is there a Jaya Lekhraj still? No. The boy is married to a girl called Amrita Sanjeev Lekhraj. Isn't he married to a girl called Amrita? He got married to her in Goa in a Taj hotel 2007. And that's very good. तो वो जया लेखराज नहीं बन सकती है. जया लेखराज अगर I don't think I ever signed up for anything as a Lekhraj because I had not done the change of name. You will have to look at this identity from the Lekhraj point of view very closely. So there is one life insurance. I don't remember whether the Airtel was taken as Mrs. JAYA.ADVANI or Mrs. Jaya Lekhraj. You have to look at that. My divorce came through in 2003. Final hearing, NL law. Salgaonkar is the lawyer. I came to Bangalore. You see this on my chin? All this started on the back of it. But then went out of hand in 2016, 17, 18. That is when apparently file name cat was also holed up at Panvel somewhere. Murdered in 2018 because she was incited at the treatment of her father and me in 2 different apartments. One being the South Bombay house where Mr. Kanyalal JAYA.ADVANI, the old man, was, and the other place being me at Sumantas. I told you I had 3 near-death experiences, so that's what she was witnessed. That was what she has witnessed. And then lost her temper and then been killed with 1 cut knife. Again, just like Arnab Goswami, what he was talking about, but holed up again in construction related areas further away from Panvel in 2021-22. So there's a big difference between 2000, 2009 to 2018 and then 2021 and 22. Is it because more people were moving into Panvel? Construction was moving further away from Panvel, more into the suburbs towards that Pen area. Do your homework. So this identity needs to be checked really deeply. It's not me. I got out on 4th of August 2002. When Harry Met Sejal, the movie during which Anushka Sharma has been murdered. There is an Anushka out, she'll be better than the original Anushka Sharma. Because that's what they do. And in her identity also, whether Virat Kohli realizes it or not, there's a churning of women through it. So I don't know if the guy, Safar song is again where he looks like it's the E.T. I asked about it. It looks like Nikhil Advani. I'm told it is the E.T. of Nikhil Advani on Shah Rukh, whoever's being Shah Rukh. You know the three people singing the Safar song in Jab Harry Met Sejal? That's a studio, but you put it lights off, it looks like the warehouse. I don't know if somebody got triggered over there. Who's very triggerable is Ankur Patodia. Isn't it in this song in this movie he goes for the belly button in the nightclub? But then that's what he has established when he has been Ankur Patodia. It has been established he is not the original Ankur Patodia. The real Ankur Patodia was murdered before he even saw me. Before I was introduced to him in 96. He knew Uday Abhay from Cathedral, known to Varsha, or Varsha was seeing Abhay at that time. She never introduced him to me, Ankur Patodia to me. I was introduced to Ankur Patodia 96 when I've come back for a holiday semester break. But that was a replica. In that position also 3, 4, 5 people they say have shapeshifted as early as as early as 96, 97. 97 specifically, 97 specifically. So he used to talk about the snake dance in the nightclubs and going for the belly button. That guy is little triggerable and he's got a very deep shoulder chip. Must be to do with his poor background, don't know. But 4th of August 2002 is when I left. 4th of August 2017 is the release date of Jab Harry Met Sejal. The theme of the movie is a marriage, an engagement, losing a ring, getting a ring, and moving out with somebody else. There is a fight scene, there is criminals over there, except that Anushka Sharma really lost her life. The real girl. Virat Kohli never married the original, he married someone he feels is better than the original, because that's how they play it. So you need to watch for your life. You and Kaushal, both. Okay? So it is the ISI versus India's Indian Intelligence Bureau, or what is it? So you have been misguided by these people. Yeah, K is Kire. He gelled this with whom? The ISI, along with the ED, the Indian Intelligence Bureau, and the ED were gelled with the ISI on the back of Kira, being Kiran, whereas Kiran Merchant, my reading says in 2000 was pulled off the grid. You again played a sound in my body. Why are you doing that? Anyone over here is actually Indian? Or are we talking to all bloody miscreants? Pakistani, Middle Eastern, one worse than the other. I had grown up on a street where there are 4 masjids. Gone to a school where we have all communities coming, sat at Whitefield from the time I'm 2 years old. The emblem is all religions take you to the same, source if you follow it honestly. But you know what? I've never had these feelings of disgust. You're a special, special lot. And you're really horrible beings. So QK gel EDIIB wins. What did you gel is the big question. You pretended to be a Mr. Kiran merchant. You do the गेरुआ orange thing. गेरुआ and saffron जो है वो जम्मू कश्मीर इशू है, जहाँ पे हमारे जो संत साधु है they don't wear saffron. If you see Shankaracharya and the Shankar Mutt, they wear slightly peachish orange. It's like a mix. और गेरुआ and saffron is a Jammu Kashmir issue. You could not even spare MC Chagla's granddaughter. You have a problem with her contributing to building India the right way, honest way, keeping karma straight for everybody. You have a problem with that. So if you have a problem with that, and she's a Muslim girl, but an Indian Muslim, you can't even tolerate that. तो हिंदुओं को कैसे tolerate करेगा? I think we need to actually ask. Dance drama, एक ना एक दिन वो खत्म होके, the romance will come to an end once you've got what you want. Nirmala Sitaraman sold Sita, sold Gita in my read, connected with Modi's face, one version, live coverage. Talks about Sophia and then some spitting over, I don't know, spitting, insulting, God only knows what. Brings up Salim, Salma, Salman Beg. Sold Sita, sold Gita. Anti-God, Satan, anti-Indie. You know, once you shake hands with the criminals, till the time it works for them, they are there for you. The minute they've got what they want, party time's over. It's downfall for everybody. Miss Nirmala Sitaraman, I've said it 100 times, I'm saying it again. You are a scapegoat, you are a Hindu. There is nothing in your DNA that has been, or at least the original, so far, earlier I have not got that, it's been edited. There are many people, including mine, that they've purposely edited our genes. Was it a misunderstanding about who I am, dead or alive? But they edited my genes, they cut off JAYA.ADVANI's genes. You find out what this is, I think you need to do gene unediting and forensics to go to the source of where it's been edited. And then without the editing, what does it become? Now, I am not harmful to anybody, yet they painted the picture that I am harmful, and it's okay, no problem. But those who paint the picture of others being harmful, but they themselves are truly harmful, and they are moving your boat. So how much harm actually they're causing to society, pretending to be good and be the things they are not? That you need to address. The ED and the ISI, what have they done with it? And the IB? Ritika has been murdered through the I for Indra. V क्या है? R for radio, I for Indra, R for radio. That technology, IR. First it was Ritika, she's got a clone, don't trust that girl. Second one is Nikhil Advani as of 20th of June 2025. He's in a panic mode. SL as well as who you know as Kiran Merchant. What is Kira? Kide. The mana K and SL. 2. Kira 1, Kide 2. So now you understand Riordan entry, but I am still saying, Varsha saying this is not about the ISI. She's saying ISI and RAW. In the confusion have people who are criminals, who have entered into the system. They are hardcore criminals, professional shooters, professional criminals. Don't know if she's calling them terrorists. She's calling them high-level criminals from the criminal syndicate. क्या है? क्या आवाज कर रहा है? Lizard है. If we take out the ED and we bring the D over here, DL is also to do with driving license. So for the ITR return, PAN card and Aadhaar, we got K. Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, Tony Fernandez, Rosie Fernandez amongst them or connected with them. There's somebody who was putting their biometrics to what? RSS members, ATS members. That's one thing we got. When it came to SL, we got he wore the ET of the ED. When it came to the ITR, we got that in the case of Ritika, they are moving the PAN card ITR for nefarious activity, questionable financial. Don't know what they do with it because I'm not good at finance, but they're using the PAN card of dead individuals and moving it to their own network of criminal network and then using that identity for whatever they do in the ITR, how they are messing. Maybe it may be things that they are stealing, siphoning money. Like if there is, many shapeshifters in, say, a company like Kingfisher or United Breweries or Shapurji Palunji and they're siphoning money, then they need to do laundering, don't know what it is, they need to do some division of the ITR, they need to show losses somewhere, offsetting profits, and they need to just jumbling and also jumbling. The gelling is not a good thing. So if they can do gelling when it comes to intelligence officers, they will do it in the corporates also. You think you got a booming economy? No, if it's blood money, and if it is blood money that is being infused into the NSE, BSE, it is criminal syndicate money routed through dead people in corporates, then it is only criminal money. Tomorrow everything tumbles, your earned money is in a digital place, it will go to them only. You're only caretakers for now, zillion times to bring it to your notice. Shaking hands with the underworld is not good for anybody, most certainly not the economies around the world. But that is exactly who's gone and packed themselves in key positions, getting rid of key people who were governance ability people. Getting rid of them, these guys have gone and parked themselves in those positions. You need to update yourself on that. Whether you're the ISI, whether you're the RAW. Point is, or you are the MG or whatever it's called. Feds, Veds, whatever you are. The problem is the criminal network who have parked themselves changing face into key positions. That's it. So I don't know what it is to do with driving license. D is to do with Dawood Ibrahim. But Dawood Ibrahim is actually a ghost. Better than him is his next generation and the generation after. Now that's truly, you call them the XY generation. They're a different lot altogether. So there is gelling connected with K, Kide, which is Kira for Mr. Kiran Merchant. It's saying he was taken underground in 2000. On the back of which lots of things went haywire in our home. Every direction. In some places you see it publicly also. I don't want to get into it. Don't let anyone come back. Who've left from here, let them be gone. No roundabouts. After I mentioned that somebody's face was leathery, now you have someone asking they want to come back here and face is sweet. ये डांस ड्रामा नहीं चलता है, ये पूरा DDD का काम ही है और किसी का नहीं है. If D wins IB, then what do you have? Gelling with the ED and gelling with the IIB. The ISI style. I'm not ISI. I'm an Indian citizen, Baba, but last from I don't know when. I don't think I've been able to live like a normal citizen here. And I'm not born on the streets, nor brought up from the streets. It's not an entitlement, but it is you proving your worthiness at your job. We have put our had money in over here, had earned money over here. What I've got in return? This 2 BHK apartment, 94 lakhs. Every time I visited that builder called Purvankara, some insult always is sent my way. We just let it go. Gone to your Azad Maidan police station, that's another story altogether. Go to the streets, another story altogether. Who has been the bloody network to the network on the streets? All the while he's going to screw you over in a way you will never be able to get out of. And I am only a citizen of this country. I also follow the traffic rules. I don't cut even your traffic signals which your Gadkari does. तो भगवान तुमको कहाँ पे स्पेयर करेगा? I don't know. Anyway, just understand you have earned it. I will leave it at that. No, you deserve it. जो कुछ भी है और जो कुछ भी तुमको मिले ना भगवान के घर से ही मिले. No human being on earth. Nobody. Just directly from the spirit realm. When you exit from your body, that's it. E is involved. Lid is involved. IB is involved. J is involved. Is there any JB involved? E. सिन तो बोलूं बहुत है. Is it dil, the hearts of people? Because there's plenty of frankly fooling people. Jew. Bijou. Is there any IB where the Jew is working? Did you sin against somebody who is a Jew? Did you kick someone? Did you kick someone? Kick, sin, dil, web, J. So remember I told you in 2017 I saw Shirdi Sai Baba kicking me, and I rolled from one end of the very big hall, rolling to the other end, and he was stomping on me and kicking me. I thought it was something to do with Shani Sarisati starting. But is there a girl called Jay who was held underground? And this person did what he did with her. Because at that time, I believe whatever you were doing to her over there was affecting me in my body. That girl is dead. She's my Varsha. She died February 2018. Her white spirit came, visited me at Sumanta's almost immediately. She's the one who's running this pendulum. That girl, whoever it is who comes over here with her skull broken, nose broken, side of her temple broken. She's done it twice, once on the potato wedges, once on my door. Then there is Varsha, my sister, her energy on a wedding Shanai in the temple at that time. You battered this girl? No, I don't think she's Bertie. You put it up on the internet also, then that's where you've bought Twitter to remove all the evidence of all the battering you did in the last, ever since when? There's a lot of content that was put out. That's why you spent 44 billion of the real Elon Musk's wealth to buy Twitter, to destroy the evidence and the content. That content had huge amount of content of so many atrocities on so many people. Maybe even including the brother of, I think, a Chopra, who passed away, where you see Salman Khan crying in the auditorium because he has witnessed his death, which would have been a horrendous one. You didn't spare my father, whoever he is, Mr. Kanyalal JAYA.ADVANI, for that 1.5 years. The boy who was working in our home along with that Rajkumar, my pendulum say, along with Irfan, were involved in all of that. The shapeshifter for Mr. Chandru Mirchandani, my father's best friend in school, and very close where his kids are like my cousins. You wore his skin and harassed my father also, along with Kira, and the shapeshifter for my mom, Anita. You who have spoken to me about all the elders being beaten up, and you were relating to me about my father's prostrate problem with great glee, him falling in the bathroom with two ward boys sitting next to him, harassing him, talking loud. But when he needs to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, he goes himself and falls. And you're gleeful about it. You're gleeful that my father's reading the newspaper ulta, upside down, because you're feeding him stuff that he can't keep his mind. He doesn't want to eat, you force feed him. These are things you've spoken to me about. You've also said Varsha wants to see me on the streets. But my Varsha is talking to me over here. Nobody in the Advani family is from the sewers who steal things that are not theirs. And with such cheap, ugly, vomit-worthy, sickening, toxic mindset. You have worked in SRK's camp. For sure. तो दुनकी मूवी में आया है. जीरो में जब तुमने काम किया है, वो वर्जन को तुमने उसको क्या किया है? Ankur Patodia, you have done the same thing. Regarding the belly button, you have spoken about it 1996-97. You did it in Ek Tha, what's that called? Jab Harry Met Sejal. That girl never returned home. But what did you do with me? What did you do? After Naomi Uday, Abhay Varsha, you and me have finished a movie at Metro after dinner. You say, let's go for a drive. I go with you for a drive. What happens to you in the middle of the drive? Don't you go onto that same fucking Harbour Line road, threatening to take me to Khandala and drop me there in the middle of the night because you want to teach me fear and you want me to cry. Why? 1 week earlier, you have shed some tears and I told you, I've just smiled a little and said, Ankur, don't cry, just control. You'll become, I'm too young, and anyway, in my case, we don't cry so much. We cry, but the point is, if it is necessary. You felt bad at me. My style of cajoling you was different, saying don't cry, everything become fine, but with a smile, hoping it is infectious and you become okay. You took it badly and you want to teach me how it is to have fear and how to cry. So you suddenly go out of control and you are driving all the way through Chembur. A drive turns into a horrendous experience and you are threatening to drop me in Khandala. You get triggered like this. But if you get triggered like this and you are being treated for what you call depression from a doctor in London, then what gets triggered when? What gets triggered when? You are hiding behind GTN Textiles name. But the point is, my pendulum is saying you're not the original son. Who talks about his older brother going to Kamathipura when his wife, your bhabhi, is producing a daughter in the hospital? He's in Kamathipura, your older brother, in a dance bar, getting slaps on his face for the money being put into the cleavages and into the ghagra of the girls in the dance bar. Your niece's bum is very soft. You like it, it's smooth. You love baby bums. You want to show us the real Bombay, which we don't know of. At Kamathipura, Chor Bazaar, all those back lanes. Your upbringing is at Palghar, Palakkad. The only hint is one Shah Rukh Khan movie, Goa, where he's a psychiatrist. Second one is for sure the belly button. My reading also throws up Ankur Patodia and not Patodia, just Ankur, calling him a loner. Yet the darkest of the darkest is SRK. But is it the original or the duplicate? The shapeshifter for him. You knew Ashish Bhatia, right? But which version? The dark skinned guy? The original is very fair. He's a Vaishnav Bhatia. Vaishnav Bhatiyas are Krishna followers, they're completely different. So I don't know if the girl is BJ. I'll ask Varsha. This I have experienced at Suman Towers, 2017. I said it at that time. I don't know. Shirdi Sai Baba was kicking me and I was rolling from one end of the hall to the other. I said it many times. Was I experiencing what she said? The way this girl has died, whether it is my Varsha, Advani, Mrs. Shalina Hungalani, file name Cats. You showed it to me 2022 in this house, this apartment of mine. He grabs her breasts, throws her on the bed. He is very, very, very rude with her. She says it is a knife and one slit. Where? How? Where? That was a bedroom. It had a bed also. Fucking around with voice, asshole. Disorienting my camera doesn't make you God. You bloody fuck. Understand one thing. Mixtape जो है 1940s पे ही मिलता था. अब उसको थोड़ा उठा कोडिंग करके प्लास्टिक पे आवाज़ बना. मिक्सटेप जो होता है छोटा सा टेप, अब तू जो है गटर पे डैश उसको बड़ो बड़ो चीज़ों पे तो उसको प्लास्टिक पे लगा रहा है. Nothing great about you, you illiterate. Keep your mouth shut. Varsha, this incident has happened in the past. Were you the one who was at the receiving end? But your name is not here. No VA is over here, no J is here, no JKA, no VKA, no VKHA, no JKHA. Was there a girl shape-shifting as me? You call her J? What, she has my face? Or she looks a little like me? Does she look better than me? Is that Tremona by any chance? Is that Bhartila by any chance? Is that the Marathi Kamwali by some relative by any chance? Just tell me one thing. This guy who is SL, along with Kira, they are primarily Pakistani spies, hand in glove with the criminal network around the world. No, first let's get their identity together. Most important. This guy who has been Kiran Merchant from 2000, a man called Kide. That means two of them. SL is one of them. SL is Sanjeev Lekhraj, standing in for Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj, murdered in 1995 and 1996 onwards. Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj has a stand-in called SL. SL works for Kira. Kira took the real Kiran Merchant underground in the year 2000. Kira is a Pakistani spy. From 2000, was Kira recruiting people left, right, center? Did he do major recruitment on Marine Line Street? Anybody who was working at other people's homes? Or then doing delivery to people's homes? Or then working as drivers anywhere? Primarily people who can get in and out of other people's private places like bedrooms and chairman offices and CEO offices, MD offices, without being suspected. Was he recruiting those kind of people? Was the Marathi Bai who was working in our home up to 98 or 99, can't even remember, were her descendants recruited by him? What about the orphan to one boy, one girl of the Bai previous to that old woman who presented herself saying she had worked for Chitru Auntie's parents when they were staying at Sindhu building? Did he recruit all of them, including the orphan, the boy girl, brother sister team? Amongst this lot, did he recruit Fernandez also, Fernandez's family? Did he recruit Muthuswami's family, the driver? But you said Tony Fernandez, Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, amongst them someone wore the ET of the ED. Isn't that criminal activity? Also the RSS guy and some ATS guy, isn't that criminal activity? No, I want to understand. Rosie Fernandez's children are pro-India. Do they work for the interest of India, whatever they do? Anyway, I want to understand my replica, whoever's my replica, JJJ, which Cubs keeps calling me J and JJ. Though in our upbringing, Kabir Gupta knows I'm Jayu. By his own mother, she calls me Jayu from the time at 190 Senki Road. Yet post, I think 2002 sometime or 2001, he calls me JJ. 2003, 2004 onwards, I'm JJ. This version of Cubs has shapeshifted for Mr. SM Krishna as SM. They never use the word Krishna. Is he part and parcel? Is he friends? Who is he? Who is he? Cubs is Rocky Fernandez, Rosie Fernandez's children. Rocky, Agnello, Tony Fernandez, one of the three of them. But then is he involved in the murder of Kabir Gupta? Kabir Gupta was an ISI spy, or was he working for the ISI ever? Akhil Gupta was connected with the ISI or the ISI network ever? Nikhil Advani was connected, Hukumat Rai Advani's grandson. Was he connected with the ISI network ever? Was Akhil's fault something to do with some girls and having a good time with Nikhil? Was Akhil's murder on the back of it? The real Kaushalya Advani as Mrs. Koshi Gupta was murdered in 1993. Rosie Fernandez's children were involved in that case. It was a private personal issue. It had something to do with Aarti Nanthur and to do with Sapna, Duraj's daughter. Akhil himself was murdered in 1995. Is it from Rosie's family, as they kept murdering people in the Advani family, putting their own people, shape-shifting in the Advani family to cover the dead person's death? Have Rocky Fernandez, Rosie Fernandez's 3-4 children, have they and Kira ever worked together? Have the two of these people ever worked together? Has SL and Rocky Fernandez ever worked together? Not Rocky Fernandez, the Fernandez family and SL have ever worked together? So you are saying SL is the connect between Rocky Fernandez or the Fernandez family, who has also done criminal activity or murder, or they know who's done the murder. SL is the connect to Kira, the Pakistani spy, who has stood in for Mr. Kiran Merchant from 2000, is also responsible for whatever happened to Rohika Chagla Mistry in Lonavala between 2011 and 2013. Aarti works with whom? SL, the Pakistani spy Kira as Kiran uncle, the Fernandezes who helped her get revenge for whatever went wrong with Akhil Gupta. Sapna is involved too. Aarti knows Kiran Merchant's real identity, that he is not the real Kiran Merchant and that he is actually a Pakistani spy. Now I want to understand, the girl called Jay who had my face, she is the one who got kicked? She's the one who kicked you with my face? She physically kicked you? Across the hall? But then I saw I'm getting kicked by Shirdi Sai Baba across the hall. This girl wears what? Your face and my face? She switches between both faces? This girl Jay is Aarti Nanthur or Arta? Is she any of our relatives or anybody from our friend circle? Is she outright from the Marathi Kamwali Bai who is in the building on the ground floor, the old woman who worked in our home for 15-18 years? Her relative? Or then that orphan, the girl in that orphan? One boy, one girl? She's connected with them. That means connected to Ray Road. REYROAD on Harbour Line only, which goes from Ray Road all the way to Panvel, Pen. That Harbour Line is entirely that entire line. This girl is that byproduct. She put it up on the web for her entire crowd on the bottom of the pyramid. That means the Bombay police knew about it. You were visited by the CBI and the CID of that Panvel area or the New Bombay area. You say they visited you in those 9 years. They keep reporting about me to Kira, the Pakistani spy, as Kiran Merchant, about my whereabouts, including when I had gone on that expressway towards Lunavla driving the Vento in 2013-14, thinking I am going to my mother and her second husband. Yet on the road, I see somebody sitting and making calls in his uniform and reporting something, watching my car pass and watching my car very closely. After that, wherever I go 2013 onwards, including the flight, after selling Forge Asheville, when I got onto the flight, it was 3 seats taken. I took the 3rd seat. Yet when I sat on that flight, there was only one man in the aisle. The middle seat was empty. I sat at my seat as bought online by me. They had pheromoned it with lots of perspiration, which is something that Mr. SRK speaks a lot about. How was everybody involved in that one deed? Mid-flight, the man makes a call to somebody and says, no, she has not eaten anything. Who was he calling? Who was he reporting to? When I went to Shirdi Sai Baba Sansthan at Dadar to give 10 lakhs as donation on the name of JAYA.ADVANI, who is only me, because Hukumat-Rai Advani is our grandfather. JJJ, the Kamwali Bai, Marathi Kamwali Bai, has been misusing my identity, because it is given that SL and Kira have been splitting ITRs and taking things of others, left, right, center. Bombay police helps them, grabbing assets of people who have earned it honestly, lying about them and in fact calling us bad names. Is that what they do? Same with the Sushant Singh Rajput case. So he keeps making calls and reporting to Cubs or to Kira about my whereabouts. Cubs and Kira know each other and work for in the same manner for the same people. Cubs being the replica of Kabir Gupta. Kabir Gupta was murdered in which year? Let's just watch it. You make India a cheap joke, frankly telling you. You're not even from here. क्या घेराव क्या घेराव? इंडियन आर्मी इधर आएगा, तुमको मारेगा, 2 सेकंड में उठा के तुमको चाबुक के साथ मारेगा. Kabir Gupta was murdered in 2005. 1 minute, you need to see this list very, very, very carefully, because I think this list is more or less saying what has happened. So Kabir is 2005, wherever you see his name. The real Kabir Gupta, in place of whom Kabz has come in. 2005. In this, we've only talked about them being passed away when they were murdered, but the point is, many of them were kept underground for some time before they were murdered. Some for 9 years, some for few months. Depends how much they hate you. Let me ask 1 minute. This bloody cheap woman. This cheap woman is working at Tesla as of now, or in SpaceX X, by the way. Because if we turn dil to lid, it means to close what information was out on the web of the kicking that she did. That is the buying of the Twitter, converting it into X. The Marathi Kamwali Bai's granddaughter is at Tesla as of now in America. Kira is the Pakistani spy. Kiran Merchant, who is shapeshifting, he has just returned with Errol in and around the same time. SL was involved. He was shapeshifting at some point in time for Trump. Everything that went haywire is when he has returned to India with Errol. Hey, Raw, if this is not black and white, I don't know what is. If this is not black and white, I really don't know what is. But the point is, if he has gelled ISI with RAW and with the ED, what do we have in India? Can't even call her, give her my family name. मेरा नाम अडवाणी है. और डाइम्स जो है रिन और रिपू में मरती हुई नर्क और पाताल में, पता नहीं कितने कितने कल्पे के लिए. When you attack sons, not because I'm manipulating it, because the reading throws it up, तो कौन सा भगवान तुम्हारे साथ देगा? तुमने कैसे कैसे घटिया 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 लोगों के साथ दिया है, कितना हरामखोरगिरी तुमने किया है, किस हद तक. Nobody in the upper realms will support you people. Once you leave your body, it is over. 44 kalpas को double करके, you know, you illiterate, you were laughing at 6 billion raised to the power of 6 billion. On Elon's name you put out his net worth. Aren't you a bloody fool? तुमको पता नहीं है क्या? ए औरत, bloody useless bloody shit. Shit. Highest level of bloody sewer. Big crap. You don't even know basic mathematics. 6 billion raised to the power of 6 billion. You don't have the ability to understand how much it goes to. It's raised to the power of. You bloody fool. ऐसे 40 कल्पा नरक पाताल कमाइन होता है जहाँ तो अद्वैत नंगा आत्मा, everything black and white. You'll be called out for all the bullshit and the amount of devastation. तो lid बना के उसको cover करने के लिए, to cover whatever she has done in the past, put out on the web. You have stolen my passport 96, 97, or you got it along the way. Over here, Varsha was not even actually looking like Varsha. She had been CRISPR to look like Mrs. Anita Merchant. So Jay thought she is kicking Jaya and Varsha.ADVANI's mother. And you fed Rosie stale food? Food was never in Rosie's package actually. Nobody in my home force feeds. But listen, delinquent ass. When we have people coming and going from our home, my daddy's friends, my mother's Balvika's friends, we are kids in that household. Food is always called either from Kamath downstairs, Balwas for very special occasions. Mostly it is just downstairs Kamath restaurant. You asked what you eat. You eat kurma rice, Rosie. That comes from where? You pay for it. I eat what? Idli. My mom eats what? Rava dosa. My parents got divorced. My house was quite a fighting ground the last 1.5 years after my daddy passed away. My daddy passed away in Bangalore, Ramesh Advani's home, Nikhil Advani's grandmother. Besides that, how many times did my mother leave my father and come to Whitefield Puttaparthi that a 2-year-old, 3-year-old is force-fed mawa cakes, and Varsha is left in Lachu and Rajni's house, Sangeeta's parents, Anjali's parents, with the old woman on that one cot with the trundle bed, pull out from underneath. And in all that chaos, and you fed Rosie stale food leads to this. That also you think you're kicking my mother, but that's actually Varsha.ADVANI. This is how BJP's won the elections. Righteousness, unrighteousness, the Bhagavad Gita. That also Middle Eastern people, bloodline, CRISPR to be Indian. The Indians they have murdered. Whenever they've gone into anybody's home, they have murdered the Indians, stolen from the Indians, given us a bad name, and glorified themselves as what? तुम्हारे जो घटिया कर्म जो सिनिंग है वो कब खत्म होगा पता नहीं. 40 का कल्पा भी कम लग रहा है. After all, this nation was not built by one person. It is from the top to the last guy on the street. It's their savings you are planning to steal digitally. And not just in India, globally. That is why you are talking about the New World Order, One World Government. It's all bullshit. Highest level of lacking conscience, criminal activity. तुम क्रिमिनल्स के साथ हाथ जोड़ो, एक टाइम तुमको थोड़ा हनीमून पीरियड होगा, उसके बाद तुम मार खाएगा. और किस तरीके से. लेकिन तू बैड चॉइस करे तो दूसरों पे क्यों लगा रहा है, वो भी फूलिंग करके, आउटराइट शेमलेस फूलिंग. Come on, if Rahul Gandhi के जगह पे who has come over there behaving the way he did, first on Arnab's show, then in the parliament 2-3 times, the 5th generation of Jawaharlal Nehru's grandson is going to be this way. He was holed up with his mother in Palakkad. Your duplicate was doing all the dance drama. Today you use the UPA to dump your criminal activities on a dead party. So many people who are already dead, both in the BJP as well as RSS as well as the Congress. You are criminals. Maybe this is me who was very sick. I said I had near death, 3 death experiences. I was very sick in Sumanta's. She started the same thing under my ribs. Ever since Errol has come to India, one night I forgot to close my main door, latch it the way I generally do. So I latched it, but not the way I do it. Since then, the noise factor in my home has become a lot. The insults also far greater, the buzzing around my house also a lot. It's thanks to these people. Ye cheap shit, man. You just leave your body and go. Your home, or a shithole of hell, pig shit, is waiting for you. Enjoy yourself over there. I have least sympathy for you. You live it the way you earn it. You're more alive in the afterlife than you are in this little breather you got out of sympathy and compassion. How you used it, it is evident. I'm going to close this session here. I will continue it. We're closing this at 13:15, Monday, 23/6/2025. I think I will come back to this in the evening because this is about things I recognize. I think the timeline here is 2017-18. This cheap woman, the Kamali Bai's granddaughter, along with those orphans, one boy, one girl, they've been recruited by Kiran Merchant. That is why Kiran क्या बोला गौतम ई एंड पवित्रा मेड सर्वेंट को, जो मेरे घर में तुमको लेके आया है काम करने के लिए बदली में, when she's leaving last day work at my home. Hey woman, keep it low. Shameless bloody thrash. Keep it low. अंकल को बोला है. अंकल कौन होता है हमारे घर पे? पाकिस्तानी स्पाई को हमारे घर पे कोई कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. वही अंकल पूना जाके पूर्वनकरा पाम बीच J1801 पूर्वा पाम बीच, जहाँ पे डिमांड ड्राफ्ट हमारे नाम से तुमने दिया है, उसके ऊपर किया क्या है? सर्व द पाकिस्तानी स्पाई. एंड यू से वी flee and run from here. This is how you add to the confusion in your own downfall. And not just your downfall, an entire economic downfall. If you can create a face double of mine, you can do it for my mom. You can do it for anybody. You have rotated people under my nose at number 4 Jaswell as JAYA.ADVANI. This guy called Kira has played Kiran Merchant also and JAYA.ADVANI also. You can do face change anytime. Nothing great about you. I don't know why our Indian military is not up to date. So that's your loss because I don't have your job. I'm an Indian citizen. Shame on you because I'm a girl in an educated, advanced India who has dealt with so much crap. So let it be.